I've just discussed about the basics of Experience Cloud, and we have discussed about the basic topics, what all we need, and what are uh, the cream topics that we have covered there. So I'll share my screen. I'll show you, and let me know if my video is visible to you all. Okay, so I'll share my screen, and if anyone has any doubt or anything, just let me know, or just ping in the group. Satish or John will let me know. So as you know, this is the first part. This was the first part that we discussed last time. Yeah. So if someone is new here in the session, then this is all we discussed. I'll give you the basic of this. Like this is the topic that we discussed. Portals are the type of sharing that we discussed. The sharing, and this was the Experience Cloud basics that we discussed. What exactly it is, and how it impacts in the real time for business and clients and partners as well, and types of user that we discuss: internal user, external, and guest user, and the type of access and permissions that we give to them related to the license that we provide. So internal can be employee or this, and the internal can be your Salesforce user as well. The kind of user that you create for yourself, that is also a kind of an internal user with different type of licenses that you provide, and license gives you the different kind of permissions, uh, even the type of access that they give to the relevant objects. And the external user comes under these license: partner community, customer community, charter, and this customer community plus license as well. And these are the based on the licenses we are providing the access to the different objects. Like for partner, we can even provide the access to reports, dashboard, opportunities, cases. But for customer community, we can limit to those access to the objects. Coming to the guest user, their guest user can be like if you search one of the products in Flipkart or Myntra in incognito mode or as a guest user without giving your credentials to that platform, you are a guest user with a limited access. You cannot do the payments, or you cannot add the product to the cart because you are a guest user. So you have to log in just to be that partner or internal user. Then only you can just add it. The other license that we discussed, and the license type matrix, and what kind of access we can give to the objects. And these are the license type that is explained by me last time, and that we discussed the part one. And this is the difference between the two, because the if you work in any of the project, basically we deal with two types of licenses: customer community and partner community. It deals with business to customer, and this deals with business to business. That is your Flipkart gives access to the multiple vendors to showcase their product with different pricing. That is your business to business. And these are the objects that we give access to: lead, opportunity, quote, campaigns. Customer community also gives the access, but limited, not that much. As you can see, we cannot give much access to the customer community license, but customer community plus license also give access to your reports and dashboard. These are the basic difference between them. The other objects that we see here, you can see partner community give access to opportunity, leads, but here customer community doesn't give access to those objects. The other portals and community sharing, we deal with sharing rules, sharing set, group, OWD. These we'll be discussing again in the part 2 session right now. And the other sharing rules that we discussed, the other four ways that I think or everyone knows here: OWD, role hierarchy, sharing rules, and manual sharing. This is a high level of sharing that we do. Sharing rules is criteria based or owner based. A role is if you provide access to one of your manager, automatically the other people get it because they are the parent of all, kind of that. And this is the your sharing rule that is only supported for customer community and partner community license only. Okay, coming to the second one is sharing set. That is if you have account ID and your contact has account, based on that you can give the read write access, and even you can play with the multiple objects as well even there. I'll show you that as well. And one sharing set can be created for per object and per profile. And coming to sharing group example, we have this OWD, and CMS is the main thing. It's the main pillar through which you can manage your content. And this I'll be implementing using LWC. I'll show you how it works and how we can just use it and in the real time. And yeah, now we'll go to the second part. So I'll be starting the second part now. So welcome to the session 2. If someone is new here, then I've already explained you the part 1. So I'll be starting with my intro. As Satish already mentioned, that I'm the technical lead at EY, 10x certified. I have been working into multiple areas in multiple clouds, service cloud, sales cloud, somewhat of marketing cloud, and your experience cloud as well. And I've been working into development, like mostly into development and less of configuration. And this is all about me, and I'm having 5.5 years of experience. And for today, we'll be discussing about the setup and how it works, the navigation, and how we'll be creating site pages. And going ahead, we'll be discussing about the OWD sharing set group sharing rules. We'll be implementing based on the criteria and everything. And coming to the fourth point, that is your CMS. We'll be aligning the CMS using LWC and how we can align it uh, using LWC, and how it works and how we create a workspace, their content types, and how exactly it works. And at the last, we'll head up to the question and answers. Coming to the first part, it's this one is the audience targeting. Before heading towards this, we'll be going to the demo part as we discussed. So this is my personal log. So I'll be going to digital experience, all sites. So if you can see, I've already created one of the enhanced web LWR runtime. So we have two types of framework that we deal with. Here is Aura and the other one is LWR. Aura deals with your Aura components only, and with LWC, you can even add your LWC component as well, and even you can play with your CMS in LWC, and how we can add a site as a channel in the CMS workspace, that I'll show you. So let us create the new one from scratch, and then we'll go ahead. So till here, anyone any doubts? Let me know if anyone has any doubts. So here we'll be starting with the build your own as a theme, because here you can just play with your own theme and you can align everything based on the color palette. Everything you can do here. We're starting here this. So as you can see, before setting up this, we have to make sure that this should have domain set, because if you don't set your domain, you won't be able to create your site. So you have to go to your domain and you have to make sure that this should be created, or you can directly go to your my domain as well. So before creating a site, you have to make sure that you should create your own domain here. If you can see, my domain is this, and if you can just look at this and look at here, if you can see, this URL is matching this one. So because the site is nothing but your URL, and that uh, is the main key, so that your community should work properly. So you have to make sure that domain should be intact and it should match this. And the moment you create this, automatically your domain will be like this. But if you don't, automatically Salesforce will provide your default URL. So you have to make sure that you should enable this. Once you create this domain and enable that site, automatically you'll be able to create a new community. Okay. So domain is the first part. The other part is you have to enable the site, and based on that, you can easily go ahead and create this. I think there's some limitation here, so no problem. We can go ahead with the existing one because I've already created that community last time. And go to this builder. You can see this is the URL that I was telling you guys. Like you can see this is the URL that we already have. So the same URL we'll be using here. So if you click here, you can see whatever I have published last time. You will be able to see here. So you can even copy and just open it in your incognito mode as well. You can see I think nothing is being placed here. So if you can see, I'll go to builder. You can see this is my basic layout, and this is my CMS that I have placed. So if you go to here, new page, I'll show you from this basic. This so here are the components that you can see here. That includes your standard components given by Salesforce. You can even see your LWC components shown here. From here in the theme, you can set your color of the like this whole page, text color, brand color. You can even create the new one as well here to manage one. You can even create your new palette if you want to do it, because there can be a case where you want different kind of color for your different site pages, but you don't want to impact the existing one. In that case, you have to create a new palette, manage this. And coming to the third part is your page structure. That is nothing but your the column structure, like your first column. Second, I have placed this one, demo one. If you can see, theme footer is your this. If you will be placing it here, automatically it will be showing up here above the content. See, it's showing up here. So you have to make sure that it should align properly. And if I'll be creating the new page, that is your, we have three type of pages. First is your CMS content. If you want to place your CMS content directly without using any LWC or any other third thing, third party or third thing to come in between, you can even directly use that CMS page. Object page is nothing but your account, contact, any page you want to use it for your record detail list, everything. Standard pages is nothing but your standard site page, what we already have in the background. You can use that as well. Go to new blank page and set a demo page. Create it. Automatically you will get a sample page here with the basic thing like column 1, column 2, column 3, and based on that you can even place your standard components, even the custom components as well. So coming to the workspace, we'll discuss this workplace later. So it may take a few minutes, but you have to wait. But meanwhile, I'll tell you about the CMS part. Like most of you don't know about CMS, what exactly it impacts in for community. So we have CMS workspace is nothing but your a database where you store your content the way you want to. It's kind of a record you create. If you create a record account record, you will get a different kind of record type. Like this kind of record type I want to create for this account. So it's kind of a database only. So if I have created one of the uh, workspaces here, like Salesforce community, it comes under various things. Like if I want to connect my uh, this site, LWR site, I have to make sure that it should be connected. It should act as a bridge between the two. So you have to go here. You can even set up your CMS in your personal org as well, because there are few limitations that I'll be discussing it in later. So if you go to your channels, you'll see that whatever connection I've set it up. So if you can see, you have to make sure that the channel should be set it up, and it should only connect your that site which has LWR enabled. If you have your a normal Aura framework enabled, automatically it will show you that only. If I go to add channel, you can see we have multiple options here. Public and this site. Site is showing up is your LWR site because we haven't set the enhanced one. We haven't set the Aura one here. That's why I'm getting the Salesforce community as an option. So you have to make sure that this connection should be set up in order to make your CMS visible here in community or in experience builder. Okay. So I'll show you the previous one where I haven't set the enhancement. That's a normal one. So you can easily identify what is the like exact difference between the two. So if you can see, the enhanced one is nothing but your LWR, and the aura is nothing but your which has no symbol with this enhanced. If you go to CMS workspace, and if you go to the same setting icon and check to, yeah, see channels here, you can see these are all the normal one, not the standard one. You can see that Salesforce community is coming up, but this will not work because this is the normal CMS workspace that I've created. But in today's most of the projects in today's will like mostly we'll be using the LWR only, because that gives you the leverage to show up the enhanced one only, enhanced CMS. So I've created two articles here. First one is the image, second one is your normal article. So I'll create the new one, but I think we have a limitation here. I'll show you the limitation because I think we have a 2.5 MB of size here. If you go to the storage usage, or I'll create new one, I'll get one error because we have to purchase that size, else you'll get an error here in production if you work personally here in your own org. So I go to test and just save it, I'll get an error here. This is nothing but your, if you go to here, storage usage, you'll get a limitation here because you can see data storage is 2.5 we have used, and in the file storage we have used this much, but we have a limit of this. So it's already using that size. So we cannot save this. But in order to, like, if you work in any project, I'm working currently in the project where I'm using the CMS, where we have a file storage of 1 GB and we are using around 30 MB. So you have to make sure that size should be more than that in order to make it work. You'll get this error. So currently we have one article and one image. I'll create one again. Swelling. Coming to the second part, like workspace, we already discussed CMS workspace. Coming to the third part is your CMS content type. That is nothing but if you add a content here, you'll get multiple types, right? This is nothing but you're creating a record, account record, or a contact record, and you'll be getting multiple options. That is different kind of record types. Just like uh, if you take a point in the layman language, if you create a record, you'll get a different kind of record types, and based on that, you'll get different type of layouts to be created. So if I go to document, I'll be getting different layout. So this you can control from one of the custom package, that you have to download it separately in order to make it work. I'll show you that first, and then I'll show you what exactly content type means. Go to install package. So we have a CMS something here. Yeah, if you can see CMS content type manager. So this is your package that you can download from App Exchange in order to create a custom content type. Because by default we already have custom content type with this. If you just start with scratch, you'll get only these three options: document, image, and news. But if you go ahead and create the custom one, you have to make sure that this package should be installed in your system or in your Salesforce org. So if you search to the content type, this content type, you have to create that custom one if you want, as per your business requirement or as per your need. So I've already created one for myself. That is your article. So if you can see that URL is coming up, this is nothing but your that package extension is coming. So if you can see, I have created this last month only. So I'll create the new one again. So this is how you can create your custom content type, and you can even set the multiple nodes like title, name, even email, phone, whatever you want to do. So I'll be creating the first one here, like testimonial. I'll be creating here. You can even show your description, any description you can give here. You can even set your title and add the node where you can set something else like age you can take, and based on that you'll get the different type as well, data type, text area, image, and we are only limited to these types only: text area, image, URL, datetime. So you can add a node and then you can create this. You will get your testimonial type created, and the moment you go ahead and create your content, refresh it, and then you'll get the testimonial activated. Okay. So as you can see, we have a testimonial activated. So if you go to create, you'll get only these two options to be like that will be displayed for you: title and age. So based on that, you can create it. It's just taking time. So this is your content type, and so I've already created one of the content type, that is your article, and here I've placed my content. The moment you create your content, you'll get your content key, which is your it's kind of a basic key in order to make your content visible in LWC. You want to hit an API, a CMS delivery API, and you have to make sure that you should give this key in order to fetch all the content, that is your image, your title, your button label, your like everything you mentioned there in the article types, like whatever we mentioned there in this, like in the notes, like title, URL, and everything. Okay, so I've created one of the components there, LWC component, where we are fetching the CMS based on the content key. Like the moment you add that content here, add that content here, CMS content here, automatically we'll be fetching the content key, and based on that we are displaying the data as well as the image, like whatever the data is there in the CMS. I'll create it again. What is happening? Okay, so let's start with this one only, not waste time. This is the first component that we have created. This is the test LWC demo. So this is my LWC. I have created this. So this is my basic HTML where I'm showing the title and the image like this. If you go to the JS part, what I've done is get content is your the API that I'll be fetching here, the CMS delivery API that takes nothing but your the content key, which I've displayed here. Content reference article content key. If you click here, you'll get the article like what I've taken. If you go to change content, I've taken the same one, or you have to like add it again in order to like show it up. So I'll search demo. The moment you drag it, you'll get this option: article, add content, and then you can see your the content here. Let me publish that. Okay, so the moment you drag it, you'll get this article, set my content, and the moment you do it, I'll show you like what it exactly gives in the console. So this gives your content key, that is nothing but your this one, this content. Yeah, this one. Just go here. You'll get it. Yeah, you can see it's your content key, and with this content key, what I'm doing is I'm just fetching all the data from here with the wire method: get content, channel, or site ID. This is your basic syntax. You have to make sure that you should follow this. Site ID is nothing but your community ID, and content key or ID is nothing but your article content key. That is your content key that you are giving here. That is coming from a content, your article, your CMS. Automatically, you'll get this content key, and based on that content key, We are fetching this API, and based on that, I'm getting all the data. If you can see, I we are in return we are getting the JSON object. I have already stringify here, and based on that, I'll be showing up the data here. If you can see, I am getting this data in the form of JSON. So here you can see what I'm getting. I'm getting the ID, the image URL, and like whatever the URL I can use in order to show it. Your content key, your title, title. You see this title, and we have two titles displayed there. One is standard, and one is your node. This title, Hello Trailblazers, is your this title. That title is, yeah, this one. Title, Hello Trailblazers. So based on that, I'm fetching the data. This is nothing but your result.data. Result.data.content body. Content body is nothing but your the basic. It will contain all the data there in the content body. You can see we have content body here, content body, and based on that you can fetch the relevant data. Content body dot title, content body dot content type dot content key as well. Title, and the base path is nothing. You have to make sure that you should mention this. Import your base path, your site ID, your get content. Get content is responsible for fetching your data from the by hitting an API. Site ID is responsible for getting your community ID. Base path is responsible for setting the URL for your image. So if you, I've already printed this URL, you'll get it like what exactly it is fetching. So it's Salesforce community slash SF sites. So it's your Salesforce community. Automatically it will fetch your current community that you are logged in, community SF sites, and your content body image.url is nothing but your this one, this one, CMS delivery media, and this. So you have to make sure that you should follow the same format in order to show your image. So once you take your title and URL here, you can directly show up your title and URL like this. And in the property, you have to make sure that type should be content reference. Name, you can show, you can take any name and any label. Filters can be your articles. That make sure that you should show article only, not anything else. Or if you, the moment you remove this filter, you will see everything there. I'll deploy this. The moment you remove the filter, you will see all the type of data like image, testimonial, document, or an article as well. So the moment it deploys, you can see we'll get all the options here. Okay, it's deployed. Refresh it. So if you go to change content, you can see we are getting all types of data, image and normal article. Based on that, you can change it. You can change your image, and based on the like LWC, what exactly functioning your LWC does. Based on that, you can set your articles or your image or anything. So like that, you'll fetch it. So this is how CMS works. And if you want to make your CMS works, the basic one, like without LWC, in that case, create the you have to create the CMS content page. That can be your article or anything. Don't know what exactly happening here, but no problem. Now CMS is, this is how CMS works, and you have to make this format. You have to make sure that property should be this content reference. That cannot be a string or boolean or anything. It should be content reference. First part. Second step, that can be your these three. Base path can be optional. This can be optional because in order this, there can be a case you don't want to show an image. So base path can be optional, but your site ID is important, and get content is responsible for hitting an API and get your content back. And site ID is important to show that data in that site ID. So these are the two parameters that are important to in order to get your content back in LWC. So now we'll go to the first step of this audience targeting. This is nothing but your you can show the type of content to different kind of audience. So show you that as well. So you can see here you can assign the audience. You can uh, set the criterias. We have to create a custom page, but it's not. I don't know why it's not working. Let me try this. Okay, I'll show you in the other org then. So the other part in our community is your workspaces. So if you go to any of the sites here, uh, go to setup, digital. So in all sites we have two types. First is your builder. Builder is nothing but you can design your template, you can design your site pages, align your items, align your CMS, set your data. You can even align your LWC's component as well, your footer, your header, everything you can do it in builder. But in workspace you have to make sure that you should add that profile, because in order to create a community user we have to make sure that we should create an account, partner account, and then enable it as a partner account, and then we create a contact based on that. Because for a company is your account and your employee can be your contact. And the moment you enable your contact, you have to make sure that certain community user profile should be added here. If you go to administration, we have different types here. Administration is your the basic settings that you can do here. Go to members, you can see these kind of profile. You have to make sure that it should be there in order to like make it visible for a certain user. So these are the internal profiles. Partner profiles can be this is nothing but your basic standard profiles given by Salesforce. You can even clone it, or you can use the same one as well for your partner user, because Salesforce give you a certain limitation of a certain count of license for a particular user. So this is your partner, and you can add any profile based on your requirement. You can even add the permission set too, and then save it, and this is how it works. Coming to the settings, you can activate it the moment you set your websites or your community. Preferences is like you want to show uh, guest member to see the data, to see the other member data, or see the CMS. So in order to make, you have to make sure that you should check those settings. You can see let guest user view asset file CMS content available. So you have to make sure that it should be checked. Else CMS will not be visible to that user. Default owner is nothing but you can set your name or your client's name as well to show that the record should be owned by user, but that doesn't make much difference here. Coming to the contributors, you can set your like users like uh, basically we only use admin only because he only makes most of the changes. Admin or a tester. Login is like you have to make sure that guest user should log in, and we should give them limited rights to view the data or view the audiences. We'll be setting up the audiences based on that only. So I'll show you that as well, like how it works. But it's not working in my personal org, so I'll be showing up in another place. So we'll go to sites. So we'll go to builder. So this is the basic part that we discussed. And we have a other part as well, going through guided setup. We can set up your, like, this is the, like, based on the releases you can set it up your, this setup, based on your client requirement or business requirement, you can set that up. Coming to data categories, we have two types of categories we can do: category activation and management. This is how we can do, but currently I don't think we can use here. You have to, like, make sure that it should be available in Salesforce in order to make it work. And we have to create category as well. Coming to this one, you can go to any custom page, uh, because custom page can be only, is the only available for your audience targeting. Okay, I'll show you it in few minutes. And coming to ordinary in the on the audience targeting. Coming to the second part, we already discussed about the CMS. We discussed about the workspace. We discussed about the channels and what type of contents we can show it up in using LWC in Builder. I'll show you that in the other part, where we are creating the content types, but it's not working. I don't know why. The CMS content. Something is breaking. Okay, so yeah, so we discussed about the CMS. We discussed about how we can place the data in a builder, how we can align your LWC as well, and we can even change the theme. We can even add the custom palette based on the different site pages that we create. And the page structure you can view, like, where you can place your what component. If you can see, this is there. So if you just place it above, automatically you'll see the, you can even check the structure, how it works and how we can place it. And coming to setting is like, you can uh, check, like, what settings you can place for community. You can even set your new theme layout. You can check for the languages. Multiple languages are there. Navigation is nothing but your this navigation, default navigation what we have here is. So we have default navigation. So you can even add your custom navigation too, where you can, like, add the utilities. You can even add your, there are multiple types that you can add your site page or a URL, or that can be your object or a navigational topic. Anything you can add here, and you can use that as well. So this is how it works. Going to the mobile publisher, this, like, there can be a case where you can use the same community or a site in mobile mode. Like, for example, if you like, log into a Flipkart or Amazon in mobile mode, it works differently, or the UI that you are seeing up here is it's totally different as compared to mobile mode. So this is how it exactly show up in mobile. Like, in mobile, what image you want to show and in what color, where should be the back button, where should be the multiple alignments or the spaces. That how it works for mobile mode. Search is like, you can build your search and you can show it up here, and based on that you can set up the settings and do it. This is your CSS that you can place it up here. This is the standard CSS given by Salesforce, but you can even set your CSS as well. Integration is, this is how it works. Security updates, but I don't think you'll be needing this up this much. The basic what we really need is general theme languages, sometimes navigation to mobile as well, search to advanced, but not much of. I don't think we'll be needing this much here. So this is all about the community part two, what we discussed. But I'll be showing up you the audience part. Till then, we can start on the Q&A part. So anyone has any questions? Anyone any questions?
I think they don't have any.